Ever wondered how to perfectly prepare a ribeye steak outdoors? Well, strap in, because today we're going to unravel the secrets of grilling this carnivorous delight to perfection, right in your backyard. We're not just talking about slapping a slab of meat onto a grill here. No, we're going full gourmet, bringing out the rich, beefy flavor of the ribeye, with a crust so delectably charred, it'll make your taste buds do a happy dance. Now, let's talk about the materials we'll need. First and foremost, a high-quality ribeye steak. This is the star of our show, so don't skimp. Look for a steak with good marbling, those little white streaks of fat throughout the meat. They're going to melt and baste the steak from the inside, making it incredibly juicy and flavorful. Next up, we need a grill. Any grill will do, but charcoal grills are preferred for that authentic smoky flavor. Speaking of charcoal, we'll need that too, along with some lighter fluid to get it started. Remember, the heat is a crucial factor in grilling a perfect steak, so we want to make sure our fire is just right. A meat thermometer is another essential tool in our arsenal. This little gadget will help us ensure our steak is cooked to the perfect temperature for that ideal medium-rare finish. Trust me, it's a game changer. Finally, we'll need some seasonings. A good quality sea salt and freshly ground black pepper will do the trick. These simple seasonings, when applied generously, will enhance the natural flavor of the steak without overpowering it. And a drizzle of olive oil will help the seasoning stick to the steak and give it a nice sheen. With these materials at hand, you're ready to start grilling your perfect ribeye steak. So let's turn up the heat and get cooking. Stay tuned for the next step, preparing the steak. Now, the first step to a mouth-watering ribeye steak is the preparation. This isn't just about slapping a piece of meat on the grill. There's a bit of an art to it, a process that, when done right, takes your steak from good to great. Let's start with the seasoning. Many may argue about the best seasoning for a steak, but sometimes simplicity is key. A generous sprinkle of salt and pepper on both sides will suffice. The salt will enhance the flavor, and the pepper will add that desired kick. But here's the secret. Don't be shy with your seasoning. A good amount of salt and pepper won't just season the surface, it'll help form that delightful, flavorful crust we all crave on a steak. Next, we move to the oil. Lightly oiling your steak is essential to prevent it from sticking to the grill. A simple brush of olive oil will do the trick. Remember, we're not marinating the steak in oil, just a light brush will do. Now, this next part is crucial. Let your steak reach room temperature before grilling. This might seem trivial or even unnecessary, but trust me, it's a game changer. A room temperature steak ensures even cooking. If you throw a cold steak on a hot grill, the outer layers will overcook before the interior even gets a chance to warm up. So, give your steak about 30 minutes to sit out before it hits the grill. And there you have it. A well-seasoned, lightly oiled room temperature steak ready for the grill. You'll notice we haven't done anything overly complicated or fancy. But these simple steps are the foundation of a great steak. They're small details, but they make a big difference. Once your steak is seasoned and at room temperature, it's time to fire up that grill. A properly heated grill is essential for that perfect sear we all love. To set up your grill using charcoal and lighter fluid, here's what you need to do. First, stack your charcoal in a pyramid shape in the grill. This configuration allows for optimum airflow and helps your charcoal burn evenly. Next, douse your charcoal with lighter fluid. Remember, you don't want to drown your charcoal. A little goes a long way. Once your charcoal is well soaked, light it up. Stand back and let the fire do its work. You're looking for the charcoal to turn a beautiful ash-gray color. This is the sign that it's ready. It usually takes around 15 to 20 minutes. While we're waiting for the charcoal to heat up, let's talk about zones. You see, when it comes to grilling, it's not just about the heat, it's about controlling it. That's why we create two zones on the grill, one for searing and one for cooking. The searing zone is where the magic happens. It's where you'll get that beautiful caramelized crust that locks in the juices and flavors. To create this zone, you'll need to concentrate your charcoal on one side of the grill. This area will provide high, direct heat for searing. On the other side of the grill, you'll have your cooking zone. This area will provide indirect heat for cooking your steak to perfection after it's been seared. It's like having a stovetop and an oven all in one. Remember, controlling the heat is key. You don't want your steak to burn on the outside before it's cooked on the inside. That's why you sear on the hot side and then move the steak to the cooler side to finish cooking. It's all about balance. Grilling is not just about cooking, it's about creating an experience. It's the dance of the flames, the sizzle of the meat, and the aroma of the smoke that makes it so special. And now, you're not just a cook, you're a grill master. With your grill ready, it's time to get that steak on. Now this is where the magic happens. We're gonna turn that beautifully prepared ribeye into a masterpiece on the grill. The first step to grilling the perfect steak is understanding your grill's heat zones. Yes, you heard it right, heat zones. Your grill has a hotter zone and a cooler zone. The hotter zone is perfect for searing and the cooler zone is ideal for cooking the steak through. Let's start with the searing. Place your steak directly on the hotter zone of the grill. Hear that sizzle? That's the sound of a good sear starting. Searing the steak locks in those juicy flavors and gives your steak that beautiful, appetizing caramelized crust. You'll want to sear each side for about 2 minutes. But remember, this isn't a set it and forget it situation. Keep a close eye on your steak to avoid burning it. Now, once you've achieved that perfect sear, it's time to move the steak over to the cooler zone. This is where your steak will cook to your preferred level of doneness. Whether you like your steak rare, medium, or well done, this is the stage where you control that outcome. Let me let you in on a little secret. The key to grilling the perfect steak is using a meat thermometer. This handy tool takes the guesswork out of grilling and ensures your steak is cooked just the way you like it. For a medium rare steak, aim for an internal temperature of about 135 degrees Fahrenheit. For medium, aim for 145 degrees. And for those who prefer their steak well done, you're looking for a temperature of 160 degrees or higher. Remember, grilling is an art. It's about patience and precision. Keep a close eye on your steak and monitor the temperature frequently. Don't be afraid to adjust the heat as needed. Once your steak reaches the perfect temperature, it's time to take it off the grill and let it rest. But don't dig in just yet. There's one final step to achieving steak perfection, and we'll get to that in the next scene. Stay tuned, the best is yet to come. Patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to steak. Now that we've perfectly grilled our ribeye, it's time to let it rest. You've heard it before and we're here to reinforce it. Allowing your steak to rest after cooking is crucial. Why, you ask? Well, during the cooking process, the heat causes the flavorful juices in the meat to move toward the surface. If you cut into your steak immediately after removing it from the grill, those juices will escape, leaving you with a dry, less flavorful piece of meat. Instead, let your steak rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. This will allow the juices to redistribute throughout the steak, ensuring every bite is as mouth-wateringly juicy as it can be. While your steak is resting, it's an ideal time to get your sides ready. A ribeye steak is a hearty, flavorful cut of meat that pairs well with a wide variety of sides. If you're aiming for a classic steakhouse dinner, consider a baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, and chives. Or for a lighter option, grilled vegetables such as asparagus, bell peppers, or zucchini make an excellent companion to your ribeye. And let's not forget about the finishing touches. A pat of compound butter melting on top of your steak can bring an additional layer of flavor. You can experiment with different types of compound butter, like garlic herb or blue cheese. Or if you prefer a bit of spice, a drizzle of homemade chimichurri sauce can add a tangy kick to your steak. Finally, when it's time to cut into your steak, remember to slice against the grain. This will break up the muscle fibers and make your steak easier to chew. And there you have it, the perfect ribeye steak cooked outdoors. Bon appetit!